there! Thanks for joining me for another technique video. The technique I'm going to show you how to do this month is faux silk, but I put a little twist on it. This is what the finished card is going to look like, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take a piece of white tissue paper. I get mine from Paper Tray with all the orders that I get from them. They wrap the stamps in it, so this is a good way to recycle too. Anyways, I wanted the tissue paper for the faux silk to be the same color as the Raspberry Fizz paper I'm using in the card. So since I didn't have any colors like that, I'm going to go ahead and make my own. So I'm going to start with the mini mister bottle. This is by Ranger, and I went ahead and I filled it up with just some plain water. And I'm going to take 6 drops of Raspberry Fizz reinker. So, and add it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some Flamingo Pink Pearlex. And I'm just going to do that with the edge of a little small butter knife. You can see just a teeny tiny bit, and just go ahead and throw it in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the top back on. And I'm going to shake it up really, really good till it's all mixed. Get it mixed really well. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to spray it all over the white tissue paper. Mix back just a little bit. Just like that. Hopefully you can see the coverage. Get it covered pretty good. And then what I wanted to do is I wanted to use a second color on top, and I just happen to have some of the Tattered Angels Glitter Mist, and I have the bronze. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that on top of the Raspberry Fizz color that I made. So then we're going to go ahead and put this aside and let it dry. And to save time, I already have a piece finished, and this is what it comes out like. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock, and as soon as I find it, which is here somewhere, the white cardstock is 2.5 by 2 3/4. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put adhesive all on top of it. Just like that. And then what you're going to want to do is cut your now colored tissue paper to fit on top of that piece. Just like that. And then you want to go ahead and you want to crumble it up like that. A tight ball. And then very carefully you want to unravel it or uncrumple it until it's flat, until you flatten it out. And then go ahead and put it on top of that white piece of cardstock with the adhesive and just press it down. And if it has wrinkles in it, that's okay, because you want the wrinkles to still be there. Then go ahead and trim it up. Leave enough so that you can fold it over onto the back side. And then go ahead and put more adhesive on the back, right up against the edges. And fold over the excess, just like that. And there's your faux silk, colored faux silk piece. Now I want to stamp a sentiment on mine, and I'm going to use a sentiment from the Heart Print Sentiment Stamp from Paper Tray ink. And I'm going to go ahead and ink it up with Versamark. And I want to just stamp it down at the very bottom. Make sure I get good coverage. And the next thing I want to do is I want to emboss it with some brown embossing powder. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour the brown embossing powder over where I stamped, and then I'm going to go ahead and tap that off just like that. You can see it. And I'm going to go ahead and emboss it now with the heat gun, and I just want to be careful when I'm embossing on tissue paper to keep it moving so it doesn't burn. So here we go. When you're done with that, you just want to kind of shake it around just to kind of cool it off a little bit. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to a piece of dark chocolate cardstock, 2 5/8 by 2 7/8, just like that. So there you have that. And the next thing I want to do is I want to attach this piece to a piece of Raspberry Fizz Mix pattern paper, which I cut 3 3/8 by 3 3/8, which is also attached to another piece of dark chocolate, which is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And I just want to go ahead and attach it over here with it more towards the right side, like that. And the last one, I'm sorry, I forgot this part here, but I wanted to add a little piece of this scalloped lace, this kind of faux scallop lace that I made, and I just did that by using my scallop scissors. I cut a piece of Raspberry Fizz cardstock with the scallop scissors and used my Crocodile and used the 1/8 inch hole punch to punch little holes in it. And I just want to add this at the very bottom of the chocolate, of the dark chocolate cardstock. I put some adhesive on the back before this, just like that. And last but not least, I went ahead and I cut out a heart with my EK Success heart punch. I used vintage cream cardstock, which I ran through my crimper a couple times, and then I cut it out with the heart punch. And then I pulled the paper apart to get kind of a faux felt look. And I'm going to just attach that over here on, it would be your right side, I believe. Just like that. And the last thing you want to do is just add a button. Just go ahead and sew a button on right here to the, it would be the right side of the cardstock. And you want to just sew that on with some raspberry colored thread. And so let's go back to the finished card, which is right here. And that's it. So that is how I do the faux silk with the twist. I hope you liked today's video tutorial, and I hope you will come back again next month for another video tutorial. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day.